Hello, we are the Tasktix team. I'm Nate, and I'll be presenting our progress this term with Lily, Sabri, Ryan, and Andrew. Tasktix is a task tracking tool that's designed to solve several problems related to task management. As students, we all have chaotic workloads, especially working part-time jobs, managing extracurriculars, club leadership, and so on, in addition to school. So Tasktix aims to provide a single portal for managing all of these tasks. We also want to be able to collaborate with others. For example, create a list for a group project and manage all of the tasks that need to happen throughout the term for that project, and provide flexibility for task organization and tagging and filtering. So our motivation for this, kind of as I mentioned, is we need this ability to manage tasks, to stay on task and accomplish as much as we can throughout the day. Current task tracking apps don't really accommodate power users very well, or if they do, it's locked behind a paywall. So our goal is to release Tasktix for free for everyone to use, or even self-host, so that task management capabilities are freely accessible for everyone. So our current features right now, we've got a homepage kind of laying out key features of the application. You can sign in or sign up. I'll go ahead and log into my account here. And you can create a new list or look at any of the lists that you're part of for different things. So like here's the Capstone group work listed out. Here's some of my other homework. Some work that I've planned for a club that I'm helping lead. And I could also create a new list as well. So maybe this is just like upcoming. You can create different sections. So have like a section for upcoming and a section for completed stuff. So I'll move stuff to the completed one and get it out of the way after it's done. Then you can add tasks from the section bar here, pick a due date for when you should have it done by, determine how important it is, and estimate how long it'll take you to complete. So this will be maybe an hour and 30 minutes. Once that's done, you can add tags to help organize items, especially as lists grow larger. This can become very helpful. So for example, if I go over to the Tasktix list, we're keeping track of features, bugs, and internal work. So if I want to see just the bugs that we currently have open, I can filter down to just bugs. You can also, after you invite someone to join you on a list, you can set assignees for who's expected to complete an item, and manage all of your settings through this pane. So you can disable tracking completion time and expected time to complete if it's not particularly relevant, maybe for your job. You can disable due dates if you just have kind of a long list of things that are kind of in your backlog for your personal life, maybe, like annual maintenance on your house or something. Doesn't necessarily have a due date, but should happen at some point. And then you can also manually order items, disable auto ordering if you'd like. From the members panel, you can add new members, change members' roles, so what permissions they have, what they're allowed to do in the list. And then finally, you can manage tasks, tags, update their names and colors from this panel here. So with that, I'll hand it off to Andrew to talk about some improvements to our filtering system.
Thank you, Nate. As he mentioned, one of the things that we are working on this term is overhauling our filtering system. Specifically, we want to be able to allow users to make more advanced queries using multiple queries under a single query name that they can have saved to their list. What that's going to look like is over here we have this button that will open up a filtering pane. Users will be able to use this to add rows of truth values and also be able to add groups for deeper levels of filtering. So what that looks like is I can add a row here. And right now we only have a field input implemented. These rows are going to look like a field, an operator, and a value at them. to have a full truth statement on each of these. You can also add groups for further levels of abstraction, and you can change the operator values to say how comparisons are going to work between each row and within each group. So for example, over here, I can select and now these two rows will be anded along with this entire group. And inside of this group, I could select or, allowing these fields to be ORed together. We'll also be able to specify a name. So for example, we could call this my filter, and then the safe interaction, so that when you open up the modal again, you will have your filter currently saved. The plan is to have these saved filters appear in a separate dropdown, which will be accessible from this item over here. All right. With that, I'm going to pass it on to the next member of our team.
Thanks, Andrew. So what I've been working on, I guess first of all, I've been working on a more robust profile menu. As you can see here, this the top right displays what you look like to other members in a list. And if you click here and go to your profile menu, it takes you to another page where you can edit your username, email, and your color. I'll, for example, edit my username to Billy Vexit. And if I click the check mark, it will change it within the database to that username. And as you can see here, my first letter got changed to a B instead of an L. I'll just change that back. And you can also do this for your email as well. I'll just show that off real quick. There's not a way to physically like confirm this change, unlike the username and color, but it happens in the background. And finally, I'll show off the color. Shows this wonderful color picker that was created by one of our other members. I'll change it to pink, and yeah, my icon has changed to pink. And the other thing I've been working on is changing this section of a list. So if you go to this details tab over here, shows you lots of details you can change about the task. But you can also change the section of a task. Right now, this task of some other item is in the third is in the section third the section. But if I click this one, which is two tests, it changes it. It removes it from the previous section, third the section, and it puts it into two section two tests. And you can do that for all these sections as much as you want. Yeah, that's all for me for now. I'll give things over to Sabrit for him to talk about his changes.
All right, thank you for your presentation, Lily. So now we're going to be moving on to some of the changes that I've been working on. One of the main things that I worked on was fixing bugs at the beginning of the term, and then making sure that the Tasktix button at the top left corner takes you to the list page if you are logged in. If you are not logged in, it will take you to the home page, and you will need to sign in order to go to the list page. So as Nate has demoed, we can add read chapter 9, and we just do more tasks. What I worked on was making sure that Tasktix becomes mobile friendly. So if we go to developer tools and we change the display to a phone, as you can see, now the interaction is a lot easier to comprehend and manage. This is really important because most people use their phones more than computers. But for our target audience, we want to target power users who are also using their computers, but we want to cater to all kinds of people. So the list is now under a hamburger menu. It still functions just like normal. Um, if you expand the screen, it will go back to normal, but the smaller your screen is, then it will just go into a hamburger menu. Also, since we don't have hovering features for mobile users because there's no mouses involved, you would have to tap the icon itself to change the theme instead of hovering over it. That feature is still working in the desktop version. It's just different for mobile users. And one of the other features is that if, let's say, because you have your homework right here, you cannot edit the name just by clicking on the name panel. You have to go to the details. Then from there, you can change it from chapter 12 to 122. And just like that, it just got changed. Those were mainly the main things that I was working on, ensuring that the footer doesn't follow the user and that it will give them more room to manage their tasks and making the interaction really as seamless as possible. And now I'll pass it on to Ryan.
So some of the things that I've been working on this term have been basically refactoring our whole authentication and like user account management system. We previously had a custom auth solution where we would manage our users ourselves. We're now using a third-party auth provider called BetterAuth. And so that involves some changes to all of the backend for user management and signing in, signing out, creating accounts, things like that. We've also got the ability to link an account to your GitHub account to use OAuth and not require a password, and the ability to delete account if you want to by confirming your password, and it will throw you back out to the main screen, the homepage after deleting your account. So some of the major tasks that we have remaining are, as Andrew and Sabri have mentioned, working on their advanced filtering and mobile-friendly UIs. Those have gotten some solid progress done, but still have some work to do in spring term. We've also got server-sent events set up to handle live updates for list metadata, but we want to expand that to do work for all list data. And that's then there's another major goal of ours is to integrate with GitHub projects, so that if you have a GitHub repository that you're working on and you're creating issues and making pull requests in that you can automatically trace those down to your Tasktix list and manage them and control them from either direction, either app for Tasktix or GitHub, so that you can use Tasktix with all of your existing workflows without any challenge.